Hello, boys and girls. Last week in some of our stories, we talked about story details. We read the handiest things in the world, about all those tools, and we talked about how the details, the pictures and the illustrations, and all the parts of the story work together to get you all the information. So today we're going to read another informational story that's trying to teach you about something. This is called What's It Like to Be a Fish? So we're going to be learning all about fish, and I want you to think while we're reading about how the pictures and other parts of the story help to tell the story. How do all those details that are included help you learn some more about these fish? What's it like to be a fish? Fish live in water, in lakes and ponds. Aquariums, and even plastic bags. Your pet goldfish can live in a bowl. You can watch the golden fish slip over and under the castle, hide among the water plants, and glide quietly around in their underwater world. There's some different kinds of goldfish. They've got little labels. This is a common goldfish, another kind of common goldfish, and a calico goldfish. A fish's body is just right for living underwater, just as your body is right for living on land. You can swim, but a fish can swim better. A fish's sleek body is the perfect shape for swimming. Fins stick out from the fish's body. They help the fish to swim. A goldfish's tail fin pushes it through the water. 6 other fins steady, steer, and stop it. There's all the 6 fins on a goldfish. They all work together. Most fish have skin that is covered with scales. Scales help fish to swim too. The scales are hard and clear, and they overlap like shingles on a roof. The smooth, slick scales let fish slide easily through the water. A clear slime covers the scales. It helps fish glide through the water too. Scales and slime also help to keep a fish healthy. The stiff scales protect a fish's delicate skin from cuts and scrapes. Many germs in the water get stuck in a fish's slime coating and are washed away before they can make the fish sick. Both scales and slime keep water from seeping into the fish's skin. When fish swim, they swing their tail fins back and forth and wave their other fins. They look as though they're flying through the water. If you watch your goldfish, you'll see that they open and close their mouths all day and all night. They look as if they're drinking water, but they're not. They're breathing. You breathe all day and night too, but you can't breathe underwater the way fish do. Fish breathe with their gills, and you breathe with your lungs. You breathe in, and the air goes into the lungs inside your body. Your body takes the oxygen that you need from that air, and then you breathe out the parts of the air that you don't need. Fish need oxygen too. There is oxygen in water just as there is oxygen in air. A goldfish opens its mouth and lets some water in. When the fish closes its mouth, the water flows over the gills inside its body. The fish's body takes the oxygen it needs from the water. After passing over the gills, the water leaves the fish's body through gill openings. For a goldfish, opening and closing its mouth is just like breathing in or out. Fish need food just like you do, but they eat underwater. At feeding time, watch your goldfish flip their tails. They race to the top of the bowl, snap at their food, and gulp it down. They need only a tiny pinch of fish flakes each day. Good fish flakes are a mixture of ground up flies, fish, shrimp, crab, oats, corn, carrots, and vitamins. Fish in the wild do not have someone to feed them each day. Many fish eat tiny plants and animals so small that you would need a microscope to see them. Bigger fish feed on worms, crabs, shrimp, and other fish. Usually big fish eat medium-sized fish, and medium-sized fish eat small fish. This is part of what we call the food chain. So you can see this big fish is eating this fish that's a little smaller, which is eating this fish that's a little smaller. Fish are cold-blooded. This means that their body temperature matches the temperature of the water around them. Be sure to place your goldfish bowl in a spot where the temperature will stay a steady 65 to 72 degrees. This is the temperature fish need to be at to stay healthy. You are warm-blooded. When you are healthy, your temperature is about 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Your body stays this temperature by itself, whether the air around you is hot or cold. Sometimes goldfish swish their tails and zip around in the bowl. Other times they look as if they've stopped moving, but they haven't. Their fins are always moving even when they rest. Fish don't sleep like you do. They rest by moving very, very slowly. Fish's eyes are always open. They have no eyelids, so their eyes stay open even when they rest. Fish don't need eyelids like you do, and they don't need tears either. The water keeps their eyes washed. There is usually not enough light underwater to bother fish's eyes. Be sure not to put your goldfish in the sun, because it might be too bright for them. With a sleek body, fins, scales, slime, and gills, a fish lives as naturally underwater as you do on the land. Goldfish swim, breathe, eat, and rest in the water. They slip over and under their castle, hide among water plants, and glide quietly around in their underwater world. Here's how you could set up a goldfish bowl. You start with a clean 2-gallon bowl, wash some gravel and spread it on the bottom, pour a few inches of cold water, place some water plants and add a castle and other decorations. Pour in more water up to the top of the bowl. Let the water sit for a day to become room temperature. Then you can get your goldfish. When you get home, let the plastic bag float to get used to the temperature. Wait 15 minutes and then open the bag and let your goldfish out. If you have a goldfish like any other pets, you have to take care of it for them to survive. So you have to feed it, keep their tank clean. It says, could you live underwater? You can't breathe underwater, but a fish can. You can't eat underwater, but a